Ah, man, so they went ahead and did it, huh? Went along with the fan service. They allowed the fans to dictate that Cody Rhodes should be the one to end the reign of the man named Roman. Yeah, we got to talk about this. Look, I get it. I get it, man. It's a business, and they feel they have to do what's best for business. And for them at the time, that damn Cody fan base was so loud and boisterous. And I'm against it personally. I don't agree with running your business that way, especially an entertainment business that's based on storylines. Now, what they did do, however, was they took a bad situation and made the best out of it. And that comes down to the genius of one man, and that is Dwayne Johnson, who took his Hollywood know-how and his experience in movie making and acting and applied it here. Completely flipped the whole script, went with the final boss theme, and what I'm sure they've done is put on the back burner what's going to go on with the Maivia and the NOI family. That's still going to happen because that's really the story that will compel the people for real, for real. I can only imagine what they're going to do, especially if The Rock is turning it up the way he did, you know. But now the ball is in Cody's court. You know, it's like a basketball game where, okay, you got this young rookie that came in that is coming in with all this hype. All these people want to see him. He was on the bench. Now he's in the game. Roman is like, the old wily veteran, who's been scoring the points, who's been carrying the team on his back. But the crowd is saying, no, bring the rookie in. We want to see the rookie. And now Roman just passed him the ball. And now it's up to Cody. You going to go in for the layup? You going to shoot a three? Or you going to choke? You got the belt now. So let's see what type of champion you are. And the reason I bring this up is I've seen this many, many times over the years. And anyone who's watched wrestling has seen it many, many times over the years. You give the belt to a guy, and then we're going to see what type of champion he is. Hulk Hogan was the greatest champion the world has seen, leading up into the 1980s. I'll add Ric Flair to that as well, not a problem. They dropped the belt to who? The Ultimate Warrior. He gets the belt and goes on to be probably the worst champion, in the history, of WWE in terms of championship runs. So he's one of them in terms of what was expected and the hype that came with him. And then once he got it, you can't create a feud with a guy like that. He's just too dominant. He can't really do anything on the microphone. It's not compelling. You see, it's more to it, man, being a champ. Even Roman wasn't that great at it, I got to admit, at first, especially when they were just kind of forcing it down our throats. But he found his way. He went with the bloodline theme, and that just was right in his wheelhouse. And had a great run, especially once, he went that route. Feuding with the cousins, and that story was supposed to end with The Rock, because The Rock truly is the head of the table in that family. I don't know, in real life, maybe John is the official tribal chief because of his blood relations to most of those who vote that thing in. But we know that the real head of the table in that family is Dwayne Johnson. That's just the way that goes. So that story has to end that way still, despite what's happening. It's just been put on the back burner for these Cody people at this moment. My hunch, Cody will be a mediocre champion. Not terrible like, say, an Io Sky, who I'll talk about later. Zio actually earned my respect in that match with Bayley. She had to drop it, but she earned my respect. I'll talk about that in another video when I deal with each one by one. But now the ball is in Cody's court. You got the ball. What you gonna do with it, buddy? What you gonna do with it? What type of champion are you gonna be? Are you built like that? Can you really carry the company? My hunch is he can't. And one of the reasons is, his first run at WWE. He's not his father on the mic. He's not horrible, but he's not his father. And his father, you gotta look, man. He's one of the goats of it, because Dusty Rhodes, it wasn't about his look. Wasn't a damn sure one about his physique. None of those aesthetic things that compel wrestling fans. Dusty Rhodes get on the mic, man. He started talking. Tower power man of the hour. He was a bad dude, man. And then also feuding with one of the greatest of all time, Ric Flair. That didn't hurt either. Being the guy that got beat down by the Four Horsemen pretty much every week. It was must-see TV. Cody, he's going to need a lot of help, I think, from creative. They're going to have to do their best, because, I just don't see it with the guy. I really don't, man. And this championship here, to me, was more like a sympathy title. It really was. Not saying the guy didn't bust his ass, put in work to get what he was going to get, but it's almost like they had to give it to him because the fans demanded it, and they felt bad, and so on. And the fans, though, most of them cannot see the forest from the trees. They're fixated on a tree, but can't see the forest. And it's still, I believe, going to come down to they were wrong. They should have allowed something to fester between Roman Reigns and The Rock. That was it. Most of them, didn't want The Rock to come back. This shows how short-sighted most of them are. And I get it. They were the mistake they made was they put The Rock in the same category of these other returning part-timers. Batista when he returned for that little quick moment. John Cena whenever he returns for this little nonsense that he does. Brock Lesnar's returns. Goldberg's returns. And you made the mistake of putting Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in the same category as those men. And that is the mistake. See, what The Rock brings that those other guys don't bring is he's not just bringing nostalgia about connected to who he was in the ring before. Rock is a real Hollywood guy, a real Hollywood creative who brings that to the table as well. So you should always expect something special from him every time he appears. I knew better. That's why I didn't criticize it. Just let The Rock do his thing. Something special is going to happen. And this was very special. Cody Rhodes needs to really thank The Rock. Because had they just listened to the fans without The Rock interjecting at all, and had it been, I don't know, because I don't really necessarily believe Triple H in the beginning wanted Cody to beat Roman Reigns for the belt. I think honestly Roman Reigns was going to have Cody defeat Seth Rollins. I really believe that. I think he wanted Roman Reigns to hold the belt and beat Hulk Hogan's record. Days. I could be wrong. This is what I believe. He was not going to drop Roman's belt to Cody. He's going to let him hold the belt until The Rock decided to come. And then The Rock happened to come this time, which was a bad time. It was like right after the Royal Rumble and everything. The timing was horrible. And these fans want Cody to get Roman's belt, which, made no sense. But The Rock took this bad situation, this dull situation, because it would have been a dull-ass match had The Rock not interjected. The Rock came with the final boss thing. And he's the one that made the show. He's the main reason they broke record numbers in Philadelphia. I have friends at my job that were talking about going down there, right? And it was to see The Rock, believe it or not. Most of them they know about Cody Rhodes, but they don't really know him. You gotta understand, WrestleMania isn't just for hardcore fans. WrestleMania also includes the casuals. When they hear The Rock is going to be there, they show up, and those things do matter to the business. It's not just about what these so-called hardcore people want. It's not really about that only. It's bigger than that. This is a money thing for them. And that WrestleMania is not what it is without The Rock. So kudos, to Cody Rhodes. He's the champion now. But now it gets real for him. What kind of champion is he going to be? Is he going to be an iconic champion like Roman Reigns ended up being once he found his stride and found his lane? Is he going to be lame, like many champions? Or is it going to be somewhere in the middle? My hunch, it'll be somewhere in the middle, nothing special. What it is about him that these fans love, I don't think it's sustainable. I don't think it's transcendent. So, but, I could be wrong. We'll see. Peace.